rodeo information, call 352-402-8808. August 29th and 30th. Don't miss the Ocala Shrine Rodeo.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
You're listening to WOCA, Ocala.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. I did not tell you this in advance because I didn't want anybody to stack the deck. And now I'll tell you what I want to do with this slot. I wanted to hear from you without mudslinging. I want to hear you pitch for somebody who's running for office. Tomorrow is election day, and in some cases, some of the races will be decided tomorrow. And so this is a good time right now to call and tell us. Now, if you are a candidate, you are not allowed to call.
Yeah.
That's the way it is. I guess you could fake your name and fake your voice. Hi, this is not candidate B. This is somebody else. But anyway, if you want to call in and tell us who you would like for us to consider voting for. I know some of you have already voted because early voting ended this weekend. Yep. Robin already voted.
Absentee.
I have not voted. I have my thoughts on who I want to vote for. Mm-hmm. In this primary, I guess I could tell you, I'm trying to think if this is true before I say it. I don't think I'm voting against anybody. I mean, sometimes, you know how when you go to the polls, sometimes it's more about who you're not for rather than who you are for. I think in tomorrow's case, when I vote, it'll be for people who I have thought about and wondered, and thought, well, this is a person I really think can do the job. So, and I don't want to tell you mine. I know that doesn't sound fair that I'm asking you to tell me yours, but I think because of my position in the radio and Robin's position in the radio, I think if we were to carry on about a candidate, it wouldn't be fair.
No.
In fact, it might not even be legal. I'm not really sure. No, I think it is legal.
Yeah,
but I just don't think it's fair for us to do that. Not that I'm uncomfortable with it. I've really had no problem expressing my thoughts. But when it's this close to Election Day, I want to hear from you. So if you do have somebody you want to say a good word for, and you're certainly welcome to. But again, I don't think you can be the candidate. I think that's against the rules or something.
That's right.
I didn't make up the rules. Good morning. Oh, there's a echo going on. You have to turn off your radio.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you a chance to turn off your radio. So unopposed, Kathy Bryant, by the way, unopposed. So I don't know if is she actually on the ballot? I don't think she's on the ballot. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, Doug. How you doing?
Doing okay.
You got to turn off your radio. It's got a bad echo.
Who I'm voting for actually the thing is, what I'd like to say, or whatever, about what they're going to start doing with the food stamps, and see how much they're going to lift the price up on, more money on the food stamp.
All right. I don't think that's part of what you're voting for tomorrow. I mean, some of the people you vote for, let's see, who on this list? It would only be the governor. I mean, there's only one state position on here, and that would be governor. And I know that you're registered as a Democrat, so your choices tomorrow, Doug, would be Nan Rich or Charlie Crist. So if are you going to vote tomorrow, right?
I guess I am.
All right, so that
for Charlie Crist anyway.
You like Charlie Crist? Okay. He'll be happy to hear that. But anyway, the rest of them are not in any way going to affect your food stamps. So.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, thank you, Doug. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Doug had somewhat of a viral video the other day.
Yeah, he did. Very, very well done.
But I would encourage, I'm just curious if you want to call in and express your thoughts on one of the candidates. There's a gentleman on the corner near about halfway to your place, Robin, on 200, and he's very anti-Obama.
Yes.
He's got lots of handmade signs, and he makes no secret. Every single day he's out there.
Yeah.
And I guess that's on the corner. Is that 60th?
Yes, 60th Avenue.
Right there by the Jade.
200.
What's it called? The Jade?
Jasmine Plaza.
Jasmine Plaza.
Yep.
And he's very, very anti-Obama. But lately I've been seeing him holding up some of the local candidate signs, which I guess why that's important to think about is because we do this a lot of times. We are focused on the people at the higher levels, not realizing that the people at the local levels probably affect you more immediately than the people at the higher levels.
Yeah, exactly. One person on my list was a group of judges, and I had never heard about any judges really running before. Just, commissioners and school board members, they seem to be in the forefront. So there were like four different people vying for the judge slot on my absentee ballot. So I had to really look into it and see which one I really wanted to vote for because I wasn't familiar with any of them.
Well, if anybody,
I took my time.
There are four people running for the judge seat that you're talking about. And if we have anybody out there that wants to give us a reason to vote for one or the other, there are four names on here, and I think it's not unusual what you've just expressed, Ron.
Mm-hmm.
We've heard more, and I know John Fuller, who comes in here on Wednesdays from the law firm of Fuller and Fuller, he has explained to us that there are certain really strict rules regarding running for the office of being a circuit judge.
Yeah.
First of all, anybody can't run to be a circuit judge. You have to qualify. And then there's certain rules about campaigning. There's certain rules about attending different events and functions, and it goes on and on. It doesn't matter what party you belong to, by the way. If you haven't voted yet, you will also be faced with those four names. Denise Diamond Lynn is one, and Marie Hatcher is the other. Sandy Kautz is the third, and Bo Samargia is the fourth name. Those four people all want your vote to be the next circuit judge for the 5th Judicial Circuit, Group 3. Mm-hmm. And if you know anything about any of those four that you would like to tell us so that we might know better how to vote, I welcome your call. That's what I wanted to do with this time slot. Also, in the Jake Rush, Ted Yoho race, which is a Republican primary, that's an interesting race, isn't it?
Yeah.
Those commercials are really interesting.
It just seemed like yesterday it was Ted Yoho against Cliff Stearns.
Right.
Time has gone so quickly.
Yeah, that was 2 years, right? 2 years.
2 years,
for Congress.
Yeah.
And by the way, speaking of Congress, this morning later on we'll have hopefully Rich Nugent will be calling in.
Yeah.
Although he's not up for his office yet.
No, but it'd be nice to hear his views.
Thigh Low. And Glow Smith are running for District 5 for Congress, and that would be a Republican vote. Republicans will be voting in that primary. And then in the governor's list for the Republicans is Rick Scott, of course, wants to keep his job, and Elizabeth Cuevas Neunder. I never knew how to say her name. And Yinka Aboseed Adeshina. Wow, these are hard names, the other two.
Yeah.
Rick Scott, easy name. But I don't really know anything about the other two ladies either. So there you go.
And when you brought up District 5, that was one of the districts that was part of that redistricting. And now people don't have to worry about that until 2016. So they can go out and vote the way they wanted to vote without worrying that maybe the person they were going to vote for wasn't in that district anymore.
Yeah. And I had an address change in the past, not because I moved, but because the county decided I was on a different street.
That's right. So now you might not even be voting in the same precinct.
I don't know. It even changed from northwest or whatever I was, southwest to northwest.
Yeah.
It changed.
It did.
It's like, what the heck?
Northeast now.
What the heck? I got a letter.
Southwest.
I got a letter. As of like 2 days after the fact.
Yeah.
2 days after the letter, your address will now be. And I was like, what? My address is changing.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Anyway, so I don't know.
Crazy.
But I'll go to my precincts. My precinct is in Tuscaloosa Park. I go to the Discovery Center.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fun to go there and look around and vote. You can look at all the goodies
Go
there.
shoot baskets upstairs.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, anyway, let's take a little break and we'll be back in just a bit. But if you have a candidate that you want to make a pitch for, this is a good time to do it. The phone number is 352 if you're out of the area. And then 622-WOCA. That's the WOCA Climate Control Source Hotline. Tell me who you want us to vote for, who you're pitching for. The only thing is, if you are the person, you can't pitch for yourself.
No.
You can pretend you're somebody else, but you can't do it yourself. All right, we'll be right back. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Watch for rough surf and rip currents along the coast through Wednesday. Clouds and sun, breezy and not as hot today with a passing shower or two. Our high 88 to 90. Partly cloudy tonight, a passing shower late near the coast, low 71 to 79. Breezy still tomorrow with clouds and some sun, a thunderstorm in spots, high 88 to 91. Sun and clouds Wednesday, high 88 to 91. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Steve Travis.
This weather brought to you by A&A Lockdock. Did you know that most break-ins happen during bad weather because it masks the sound? Don't be another victim. Protect your home and business today. Call A&A Lockdock, 352-867-1965. That's 352-867-1965.
Who would you feed if you had 50 chicken sandwiches from Chick-fil-A? WOCA and Chick-fil-A in the Paddock Mall have teamed up to reward one organization with 50 chicken sandwiches as a way of saying thanks for the great work that organization is doing in our community. And we need your help. See, there are so many great people doing great things that we need nominations. You can nominate your own organization or any organization you choose. Simply send an email to WOCA@WOCA.com. And in 350 words or less, tell us why the organization you are nominating should receive 50 free chicken sandwiches from WOCA and Chick-fil-A at the Paddock Mall. We'll review your nominations and then select one deserving organization each month. We'll announce the winner and even read the winning entry on the air. Make sure to include the contact name and phone number of the organization that you are nominating. And thanks from your friends at WOCA and Chick-fil-A in the Paddock Mall.
Hi, I'm Yvette, and I'm here to tell you a few things about ABC Fredericks Appliance. They sell not only new, but used guaranteed appliances. When you call ABC Fredericks Appliance, they will provide service on what they sell and any appliances that you own. ABC Fredericks Appliance is located in Bellevue, right over the railroad tracks. Call 352-629-5181. That's 352-629-5181. That's 352-629-5181. ABC Fredericks Appliance.
News Talk 1370. WOCA invites you to discover your full business potential. News Talk Radio is the perfect environment for your advertising. WOCA's News Talk format pinpoints information-hungry, better educated, high-income adults. So use us to talk to them. Call 732-8000. 732-8000. We're Ocala News Talk Radio. News Talk 1370 WOCA.
This is Austin Tavern reminding you to stay in contact with us at WOCA. Find us on Twitter and Instagram at Voice of Ocala. Make sure to become a friend of our Facebook page and call us at 622-9622.
12 minutes before 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Tomorrow is primary day, election day, and the polls, the voting locations will be open from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. There are 121 locations that you can go vote at if you haven't already voted early. If you, Robin, have you ever been influenced by somebody who was endorsing somebody, like somebody you respect, and you say, I'll give you an example. My dad would, when I first started voting, I didn't always know who to vote for, and I didn't want to go in blind. And we've had this discussion before that if you don't know all the candidates, don't just don't just fill in a circle just to fill in a circle. Mm-hmm. Leave that one blank. Yes. The same thing. Look, we don't have any example this time of ordinances or amendments being voted on or for. I don't think, right?
Yeah, no, it's just people.
It's just people.
It's time.
But you made a good point with the circuit judge race. I think most informed voters have already, if you've not voted, you've already decided which candidate you're going to vote for. The one that always throws you for a loop is the circuit judge.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
I don't know. I think they did something wrong when they decided to limit the amount of campaigning that the circuit judge candidates can do. Because by limiting it limits us as voters knowing anything about them.
And billboards don't tell you anything. I've seen the billboards around town with the different people's faces running for judge, but they don't tell you. That doesn't tell you about the person.
But anyway, so if you're influenced, if you'd like to endorse somebody to be voted for, go ahead and call 622-WOCA. I want to hear what you have to say. And real quick, let me go down the rudimentary part of all this. What do I do with it?
Yeah, and to answer your question, yes, I have been influenced by other people's or other organizations' opinion of a particular candidate.
Yeah.
Depending.
And there's a lot of mudslinging in the governor's race, but there really hasn't been any from the candidates.
No.
In the local elections for school board or for county commission. There has been mudslinging from average Joe citizen.
Yeah.
And I've seen it like on Facebook. I've seen it on the commentary that people will post on the Star Banner website. Like under a story, they'll have little snide remarks and things like that.
Yeah.
But the candidates, for the most part, I must tell you, I mean, they're all running a pretty clean campaign. And I don't know who I consider to be the dirtier player between Charlie Crist and Rick Scott. I feel like it's Charlie Crist.
I do feel that way.
Do you feel that way too? I feel like he's the dirtier player. And if I was a Democrat, I would vote for Nan Rich.
Yeah.
Not that I'm trying to endorse her, but I just think that he left a very sour taste, I guess. I guess you could say,
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly. But you have to vote.
Wouldn't it throw everybody for a loop though tomorrow if Nan Rich actually won?
Yeah, that would be
on
something.
That one. It would be even a bigger loop if one of those long named ladies won on the Republican side.
Oh yeah, that would be really, really something.
Good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, how y'all doing this morning?
Good.
Yeah, I just heard you comment on you asked the question, which one is a dirtier player out of Scott and Chris?
Yeah.
To me, all politicians are dirty, man. It's like they tell you one thing. It's a show and tell show.
Well, that's true, yeah.
I'm going to show you this, but then I'm going to tell you something later on. Now, I just want to get in office. I just want the power, the money. I don't care about the people. It doesn't matter, Republican, Democrat, conservative, and then when people are talking about, well, we should put Christians, candidates in office. Oh no, they too loony and stuff like that. And just we just gonna sit back and let it play out, man.
Are you voted? Did you vote already?
Oh no, I'm gonna vote.
Oh, okay. Do you want to endorse anybody? Are you supporting anybody on
like I say, I done got to the point is you can just flip a coin now, because like I say, you see it, all the garbage coming out from both sides, man. Me personally, I'm sick of politics because what I grew up with, there was a different era and ball game.
Yeah.
It's like everybody want to slam to everybody now, slam to their families, but I mean, to me, I ain't gonna vote, for you because this guy here said this or he did this 30 years ago, and so I should vote for him because what he didn't do did do 30 years ago.
Right.
And I'm just like I say, it's just a headache.
All right. Well, I appreciate the call. I think you probably represent a lot of people out there who have similar feelings and probably have expressed what a lot of them are thinking. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, it's me, Tom.
Hey.
If there isn't some kind of independent, if it's Scott and Chris both running, and there isn't some kind of independent that I could vote for, I'm just going to leave them blank. I don't like either one of them. I think they're the same side. They're the coin with the same side. They're a two-headed coin there. They're both they're both nasty.
So you're
both dirty.
But tomorrow, are you voting for one of the
I'm registered as an independent, so I can't vote in the primaries.
Ah, okay.
Because I just, I got so disgusted with both parties years back, I just became an independent.
So have you followed either Nan Rich or the other two ladies that are running against Scott?
I followed Nan Rich. The other two ladies, I'm not that familiar.
I actually like Nan Rich.
Nan Rich was running against Chris.
She is. But I'm saying if.
Oh, I thought you said Scott.
No. I'm saying. Okay, yeah, I made it sound like that. What I meant to say is, if Nan Rich wins tomorrow, well. Oh yeah, and so in the general election in November, if it was Nan Rich versus Rick Scott, would you pick Rich?
I have to do more checking on her.
Okay.
Would I pick Rick Scott? No.
Okay.
Nan Rich.
But see, I wonder if
absolutely not. I mean, he's just. I mean, it's just.
But if you were okay, but Tom, if you were not independent, you would probably be Republican, right?
Yes.
Okay. So there's two ladies on here. So I'm wondering if you're reflecting a lot of Republican thinking who want one of these two ladies in there instead of Rick Scott. The two ladies have big, long names. Elizabeth Cuevas Niunda and Yinka Absodina Yadashina. These are crazy names. These big, long names.
Are they running against Scott in the primary?
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
They'll never beat Scott in the primary then. The problem with the way people vote is 70% of the people who vote. They go in and they want to get in and out of there as quickly as possible, so they just hit the block or fill in the block that says straight party ticket, and then they drop their. And if they're if they straight party Republican, straight party Democrat.
Well, in the general election,
all
yeah.
they got to do is fill in one block, and they're in and out.
But that's in
70% of the people that vote do that.
Yeah, but that's in the general election, and I think in the primary.
Yeah.
Two things. The numbers in a primary typically are small. Like 8% will be good tomorrow. If we have 8%, it'll be good.
Not kidding.
But the reason that's not such a bad thing, and there's somebody would argue with me on this, but I think the 8% is 8% of the people who actually pay attention.
That's right.
Because I think most of the people who don't vote in November don't vote in the primary.
Right. Exactly.
Yep. I was voting in the primary. I would have done more research than the other two people and see what they were about. I don't know.
But you do have school board. You can still vote in the school board races tomorrow and the judge.
Can. That's right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, I know that.
Okay.
And I will plan on doing that. But I'm just saying, I am just looking at those two guys. Like I said, it's like looking at a two-headed coin. No matter which side comes up, it's not going to make any difference. I mean, I'm sorry. Chris bailed out on Florida to try to become a senator, and he had to go as an independent to become a senator, and he lost out on that. And then he went to work for Morgan & Morgan as a lawyer for them, but that was work, so he didn't want to do that. He wanted to get back into politics. Oh, come on. These people may take more time off than I've ever seen.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just laughing at it.
Yeah, I know. They're unbelievable. And then, they sit there and tell us how hard they work, and then you're like, you work hard.
I know. It's crazy.
County commissioners, they meet twice a month. They work hard. And they get paid more than teachers. School board members meet twice a month. And they get paid more than teachers. Starting pay of teachers. I mean, it's like, come on. There's something wrong with this picture. But that's another issue. But I'm just saying, I mean, they both call each other shady and lying and Scott did plead the Fifth Amendment 75 times when he was involved in the Medicare fraud back, even though it was 20 years ago. I'm sorry. That was a big issue. I mean, it was, this company got fined a couple of $1 billion over that. And then Charlie Crist turns around and says, Rick Scott raised property taxes. Well, Rick Scott doesn't do property taxes. The governor doesn't do property taxes. That's all decided locally by the county commissioners.
And he should know. Yeah, huh? And he should know. He was the governor.
And the reason they got more revenue in property taxes this past year is because in a lot of places in Florida, the property values have increased. And if your property values increase, then you pay more in taxes.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're paying, if your property is worth $100,000 last year and this year it's worth $110,000, you're going to pay more in taxes. And it has nothing to do with the governor.
Well, thanks, Tom. We're up against the clock. I appreciate the call, though. Thank you. All right. Bye. We'll be right back. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. Napa, California residents still shaken by yesterday's 6.0 earthquake, the biggest in the San Francisco Bay Area in 25 years.
89, I barely felt it. This is the worst so far.
Some are worried it could be a preview of a bigger one down the road.
When you talk about a 6.0 to a 7.0, it is 30 times more powerful, a 7.0 than a 6.0.
Fox meteorologist Rick Reichmuth. Funeral services will be held today for Michael Brown, whose killing by a white police officer sparked 2 weeks of protest in Ferguson, Missouri. Bishop Larry Baylor cites underlying issues for the violence.
There are no jobs. There's no education. So what we're going to try to do is meet the needs of the residents of Ferguson in order to lend them a helping hand and let them know that the church cares.
3 White House officials will attend the service. An explosion at a recycling plant in Granite City, Illinois today. 2 people are known dead. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Too many burgers topped with chicken fried steak dipped in nacho cheese would do a number to your arteries. Grime and sludge do the same to your engine, but without that delicious flavor. Luckily, Napa has Seafoam motor treatment for just $7. So with $7, grab some Seafoam at Napa and get your engine's arteries clean. And eat a vegetable every once in a while. Conquer the job with Napa Know-How. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores while supplies last. Offer expires 8/31/14.
America was built by people with a few dollars and a dream. And while many don't know it, there's one path to success that still only requires a dream and about $10. That's right. If your dream is to start or grow your business, something as simple as the right business card could make all the difference. And today at Vistaprint.com, you can get 500 full-color business cards for only $9.99. That's right. Only $9.99. Just go to Vistaprint.com and enter promo code 2000.